Hello, my people, all my people that have been following me because of building a house in Nigeria. You've been waiting for this cost of building a 5-bedroom house, 5-bedroom detached house, or duplex, as we call it in Nigeria. So when you see duplex in the title, this is a detached house and a 4-bedroom duplex. Yeah, I know these two requests have been on my list for a while, ever since I uploaded the 4-bedroom bungalow. But you guys know that I don't upload it until it's perfect. If you enjoy these kinds of series, give this video a huge thumbs up to continue to ginger my swagger to be doing this research for you guys and bringing you all the information you need. This one is for 5-bedroom duplex, as we call it in Nigeria, remember. And following quickly after this one will be the 4-bedroom duplex. Okay, so be patient with me. I'm coming out slowly but surely. Okay, look at the house, look at the beautiful edifice that we're going to talk about today. And this is the house information. It's a 5-bedroom 1-story detached house, aka duplex in Nigeria. It has 5 bedrooms, all en suite, entrance porch, anteroom, 1 living room downstairs, 1 dining area, 1 family lounge on the first floor. For those in the US, we call the one on the ground floor because it's on the ground, and then the one above it as the first floor. This house has just 2 floors. Yeah, it has 1 kitchen on the ground floor. It has 1 kitchen terrace just outside the kitchen. It has 1 pantry. It has 1 kitchenette. This is the new trend in Nigeria now. People build kitchens on all floors. If they have 3 floors in their house, they have kitchen on every floor because, if they're hungry, they can't be bothered to walk all the way downstairs to go and get something to eat. So there's a kitchenette on the first floor, and there are 2 visitors' toilets, 1 on the ground floor and 1 on the first floor. This is the size of the house. The ground floor is 172 square meters, while the first floor is 220 square meters, a total of 392 square meters, and that's the equivalent in square foot for those watching from the US, so that you can have an idea. If you need anything you see on the screen here, the building plan, the spreadsheet, you know what to do. Links will be in the description box below this video. Now let's dive straight into the cost on a stage-by-stage basis. If you've been following this channel bumper to bumper for these kinds of videos, you already know that I give you the cost in safe stages. You have the foundation and DPC, which is 1 safe stage. You have the side walls of the ground floor and decking, which is another safe stage. And then you have the side walls, parapet, and roofing for the first floor, which is another safe stage. Safe stages, for those who don't know, are stages where you can post work, go and gather more money, and nothing will happen to your house. Rain can beat it, sun can beat it, and nothing will happen. Your money will not go to waste. All right. For the stage 1, which is foundation and DPC, these are the building materials you will need. Look at them. 16 mm or Y16 is now 17,000 naira in Nigeria. Madre mia. 1 rod, 17,000 naira. Hey! And then you have 12 mm rods and 8 mm rods and binding wire. You need 8 mm rods as stirrups. When you put rods, 4 rods, and then you bend the 8 mm to wrap around it, and then you use the binding wire to tie it up. You need plank, you need wood, bags of cement, lots of bags of cement, because it's a foundation and DPC. The number of bags of cement can increase depending on where you are building. If you're building in a location that is a swampy area, places where you build rafts instead of normal foundation with blocks and all that, you will need a lot more cement. This costing is based on building a house in a standard loamy soil, the kind of soil we have in eastern Nigeria. All right. Then you need blocks, a lot of blocks, because you're going to lay blocks. Because of the kind of foundation you're making, you can use blocks to do this foundation. 9 inches blocks is now 450 naira each. You need laterite, which is red sand, the red soil. And then you need sharp sand, stones, Alternatively, you can use granite instead of stones. It depends on where you are building. If it's easier to source granite where you live, use granite. If it's easier to source stones, use stones for the foundation, especially for the foundation. Actually, personally, even if I have access to both of them, I'll prefer to use stones for foundation. I don't know why. I just want to use stones. Yeah. You need 2 inches nails, 3 inches nails. You need pegs. Pegs are short wood that you put on the floor to map out where you put the house, where you position the house. You need water, assuming that you have not sunk a borehole before building, so you need to be buying water in tankers. That's why you put it here. But if you've sunk a borehole, you ignore this part. That brings us to a total of 3.911 million naira for the foundation and DPC. DPC is German floor, the one you call German floor as well. And for those that are looking to build from outside Nigeria, those that live outside Nigeria that are earning in hard currency, these are the amounts in dollars, pounds, and euros using today's exchange rate. With that, we move on to stage 2, but because stage 2 has 2 major stages, like it has the sidewalls and the decking, I broke it down into sub stages. So we have stage 2A, sidewalls of the ground floor. Nothing new here. All the usual suspects. The 16 rods will continue from where the foundation ones stopped, because you're going upstairs, so you continue with 16 rods. You still have 12 rods for the lintels. And then you still have the 8 rods for the stirrups, binding wire to tie it up, plank to hold it when you pour the concrete mix. You have cement, blocks, sharp sand, granite chippings ahead. When you're casting lintels and pillars, I prefer to use granite, because granite is tiny, and stones are tiny as well, but stones tend to hang in those rods when they are pouring it in. But granite has a way of entering into all the nooks and crannies. I don't know. Yeah. Nails, again, water. The side walls alone, 3.6955 million naira. These are the equivalents in the hard currency: USD, British pounds, euros. And then stage 2B, staircase, beams, and decking. Again, the usual suspects. It's always the same building materials. The only new thing here is bamboo. You need overland bamboo. You build it and put the planks on it, and then hold it in place so that when you're pouring the concrete on top, it will not collapse. So the bamboo will hold it. But if you're building in a place where you can hire the poles, those poles that they use for scaffold, they also use it to hold the boards for the decking. If you can hire it there, you can hire it. If not, buy overlength, specifically with emphasis on overlength. You have to buy overlength bamboo so that it will reach the height. Some of them, because some of them that are not long enough, by the time you cut off the thin end, it won't be long enough, and you have to start patching it with wood and all that. No, just buy overlength, and then they can measure and cut off. Yeah. What else is new here? You can see that there are a lot of planks, because when you're preparing the boards for the decking, literally plywood will cover all the house so that you can pour concrete on top. So yeah, you need a lot of planks. This one will give you a total of 7.7 million naira. Another thing that costs a lot here is 12 rods. This is what they will lay. Like, they will lay it like baskets inside those, like after making the platform with the wood, with the planks, then they now lay 12 rods, because it's holding a slab that is suspended, so they need a lot of rods there. So you can see that 12 rods are a lot. 280 lengths of 12 rods, if that would be enough. We can only estimate as humans, so use this as a guide. All right, this is not a quantity surveyor or quantity surveyed. Even quantity surveyors, after giving you their own cost, you still need to adjust, because they are humans as well. 7.7 million naira for the staircase, beams, and deckings. And that brings us to these amounts in foreign currency: USD, British pounds, euros. And then we move to stage 3. Again, I'm dividing stage 3 into sub stages. So we're going to talk about the First floor side walls. At this point, you have waited for the decking to cure. Normally, you make the decking, you wait for 3 weeks for it to cure, to dry very well before you put any other weight on it. If not, collapsing. So after that, you can remove the plank from there and reuse it for your lintels. Okay, if you have more money, buy more, but yeah, they should be good enough to make lintels. You need blocks, of course, lots of blocks for making the walls. This one you have 3.68 million for this stage 3A first floor side walls, and these are the amounts in foreign currency. Then we move up to stage 3B, the parapet. Parapet is that thing that replaces fascia board of olden days. So these days you have this design on it, so the quantity of building materials you use here depends on the design of your parapet. If it's something outrageous that we have never seen, it will cost you more, of course. At this time, you need 12 mm rods, 10 mm, 8 mm binding wire. You need planks. You need to saw the planks depending on the design of your parapet. If your parapet are short steps, you may need to cut the planks into two, like this 1 by 12 by 12 plank. You may need to cut it into two lengthwise, so you get 1 by 6 by 12. So depending on the design, the carpenter will look at or the engineer handling your house will look at the design and instruct the carpenter on how to cut it. Nails, chippings, sand, cement, wood, planks. In this case, you can reuse the wood, because at this stage in building your house, a lot of building materials, used building materials, will be lying around. If they are preserved very well, by preserved I mean if the person that took them out, because sometimes when you call a carpenter to take them out, they will just destroy the whole thing. But if they took them out carefully, you will still be able to reuse some of them, because these things are not for finishing, they're just for making the bucket where you pour concrete finish. So a lot of them will still be reusable. And this one costs about 1.2 million naira based on reusing some wood and some planks. And this is what it came up to in foreign currency, not even up to 1,000 for any of them, $824. And then stage 3C, the roofing, the woodwork, the sheets. So you're going to need 515 square meters of roofing sheets to roof this kind of house. About 515 square meters. Okay, you need a lot of wood, because if you have seen where they are making the woodwork for the roofing, the rafters for the roofing of this modern roofing, that the roofing sheets are in pieces. They do it like, they weave it like baskets, so it requires a lot of wood. So you can see the numbers there: 400 for hardwood, 210 for the other hardwood, the shorter ones, 600 for the semi-hardwood. So yeah, nails, lots of nails. I mean, this one bag of nails here, I doubt, maybe from, if you add the nails remaining from other stages as well, but one bag of nails is being economical, I will tell you. And then the roofing sheets company will deliver the roofing sheets. This estimate is based on the coated black roofing sheets, the reigning roofing sheets in Nigeria right now. This is based on that. This is the current price, 6,700 naira per square meter. It's quoted on per square meter. If you look here, you see that that's what took the whole cost, apart from wood more than 1 million naira. This one 3.5 million naira. And then the accessories, the flashing, ridges, valleys. If you've been following this channel, you know all these things. I don't want to go into that, because this is what makes the videos too long and some of you start complaining. So if you want details of all these things, you can watch my previous videos. I'll link them below. So this roofing stage, roofing alone, based on these expensive roofing sheets, that are the most expensive roofing sheets in Nigeria right now. If you use cheaper ones, of course the price will come down a bit. So 5.8 million naira for roofing, and these are the equivalents in foreign currency. And then the grand total, the babati of babatis. I've put a miscellaneous of 4 million naira. Actually, let me make it 5. Before you people start shouting, this is miscellaneous. Okay, let me put it in red. Hey, this is still your money. If you spend it, oh, no problem. Prices of things increase every single day, so it shouldn't shock you. If you don't spend it inside your pocket, not the same pocket, nobody is coming to steal it from you, okay? So this is the grand total for all the 3 stages. Remember, this is the skeletal part of a house. No fitting, no plastering, no tiles, no nothing. Labor is not even here. I don't like going into those aspects of building a house because, for instance, labor, it depends on where you are building. The cost of labor is different for different places. Cost of carrying something, for instance, all this cement that I wrote, the cost of transportation are not here. The cost of, you call them job men, people that load it, offload it, all those things, money you pay at the market, they are not here because they are all location specific. I don't go beyond roofing because it depends on your taste. What if you want to use gold dust to plaster your house? How am I supposed to know that? But for this skeletal part of a house, block is block, cement is cement, rod is rod. There are no gold rods in Nigeria. They're all steel. So we have a standard here. But beyond roofing, everything changes. Okay? Like plastering, you may decide to do screeding on your house. You may even decide not to plaster. You may decide to put marble all over your walls. You don't want to see plastered walls in your house. It's up to you. For the tiles, who knows? Maybe it's marble that you're going to put. So there are Nigerian tiles, there are Chinese tiles, there are Spanish tiles, Italian tiles, a lot of things that come into play with all these finishing. And then when it comes to electricals, I don't know the kind of lights you want to put. Maybe you want to put heavenly light in your house. So pardon me, my people, I'll never go into that because there's a lot of permutation and combination. Yeah, this one is standard for everybody. Everybody that is building this house, this is what you're going to use. Block, cement, rod, wood, they're all the same. Okay, so with 31 million naira, you can build a house, this size of house, from foundation to roofing, and it will cost you 20,000 US dollars, 15,000 pounds, and 18,000 euros, depending on where you live. I mean, if you look at this and look at the cost of building materials I did last year, you can see that for those that live outside Nigeria or those that live in Nigeria but are earning in the hard currency, it's becoming cheaper and cheaper for you to build, even though the prices of building materials are rising. You see the difference that foreign currency can make. If you enjoy this kind of house building series, give this video a huge thumbs up to ginger my swagger to be doing all this research for you guys and bringing you all the information you need. You must build that house this year.